The Hell's aged angel, the bad biker, is 61 now. And the truth is, get a load of this, he doesn't even like Harleys.
You're kidding me.
That's what it says here in the Washington Post.
That I don't understand.
This is in Phoenix, Arizona. He's not even in Southern California anymore.
Now, 61 is not that old, though. I mean...
It is for somebody that didn't think they were going to live to be 21.
But for him, probably,
yes.
Yeah, he's done some hard living in those 61
right.
years. But, generally speaking, that wouldn't seem...
Right. I mean, I'm amazed the guy's still alive.
It's not that far off, but yeah, for him, I guess that's pretty good.
With his Harley growling between his legs, Sonny Barger, the legendary leader of the Hells Angels, zooms into a parking lot of a suburban strip mall in Tempe, Arizona. He's not looking for some grungy biker bar, but an upscale bookstore called Changing Hands. He's got a girl on the back of his bike, but she's no motorcycle mama. She's his 11-year-old stepdaughter, Sarah. She hops down from the Harley, and then Barger parks it, and he climbs off. 5 fans swarm around him, snapping his picture. He smiles for the cameras, hugs an angel buddy, then lumbers into the bookstore. The place is packed, and nearly everybody is clutching copies of Barger's best-selling autobiography, Hell's Angel. A PR lady escorts him into the back room where 2 TV crews and a radio reporter are waiting to interview him. When Barger first caught the media's eye back in the mid-'60s, he was the handsome, charismatic president of the Hells Angels Oakland chapter and the unofficial leader of the whole motley crew. Now the old outlaw is 61, his face burnished to a leathery brown by 5 decades of riding into the wind and 4 years of basking in the desert sun at a federal prison in Arizona, doing time for conspiring to blow up the clubhouse of a rival biker gang. He's wearing cowboy boots, brown jeans, and a sleeveless black leather jacket with the infamous Hells Angels winged skull symbol on the back. That logo is copyrighted now, so anybody who wears it without permission is not only liable to be beaten senseless by the Angels, but also to be sued for trademark infringement by their corporate attorney. When the TV cameras start rolling, Barger explains that he wrote his book to clear up misinformation about the Angels. Quote, "We're not as bad as the police say," he explains. "You treat us good, we treat you better. You treat us bad, we mess you over."
Mess you over?
Yeah. Since doctors removed his cigarette-ravaged vocal cords nearly 20 years ago, Barger speaks by holding his thumb over a white patch on his neck and vibrating a muscle in his throat.
We've never messed anybody over here on the Biker Show, have we?
No. This rain has messed us over, and
the
speeding tickets have messed us over. The result is a rasp reminiscent of Marlon Brando in The Godfather. After finishing the interviews, Barger...
Boy, that's a stretch.
Yeah. Well, I know we haven't heard him, but after finishing the interviews, Barger sits at a table, dons his reading glasses, and starts signing books. Behind him sit 3 local angels, one of who cheerfully snaps pictures of folks who want to be photographed with the chief. Nearly 300 people are lined up for the outlaw's autograph, not your average bookstore crowd. There are lots of black leather jackets and Harley-Davidson t-shirts, and much of the visible flesh is illustrated with Baroque tattoos. They wait patiently in line, thumbing through Barger's book, which recently appeared on a New York Times bestseller list. Now, see, I didn't know that. I didn't know that he had a book out.
Rich has a video of the Hells Angels with Sonny Barger in it, a documentary, and actually I have heard him speak with that little thing.
Really?
It's one of these things that you have in your throat, you press the button and it makes it out. It doesn't sound like Marlon Brando.
Oh, okay, so you've heard him.
Well, I mean, that part of it's kind of sad.
Yeah. I'd like to see that video. Let's see. Anyway, this book, it says it's not exactly Shakespeare, but it has some classic moments. There's an account of his first date with his future second wife, Sharon, a former beauty queen. They smoke dope at a party, then zoom off to buy guns from an ex-con, then race to an angel's house where Sonny saves a woman who has OD'd on barbiturates by shooting her up with speed. Par for the course, he writes. 1 gun buy and an overdose. And there's the part where Sonny and his fellow angels catch the guys who are foolish enough to steal Barger's bike. We bullwhipped them and then beat them with spiked dog collars, broke their fingers with ball-peen hammers. But the most controversial part of the book comes when... that's called messing you over.
Yeah.
The most controversial part of the book comes when Barger utters the biker equivalent of blasphemy. He denounces Harleys.
Oh, my goodness.
Quote, in terms of pure workmanship, personally, I don't like Harleys, he writes. I ride them because I'm in the club and that's the image. But now listen to this. But if I could, I would seriously consider riding a Honda ST1100 or a BMW. Japanese bikes today are so much cheaper and better built. End quote.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
You better be careful that somebody doesn't
Now, if I
do
said
that mess over thing to
right,
him.
I know. That statement is one biker magazine.
You're reading this.
I'm reading
from what?
The Washington Post.
The Washington Post. In
August
case
9th.
anyone gets upset and wants to call us.
That statement is one biker magazine suggested, quote, as shocking as Hugh Hefner advocating celibacy. But none of the folks waiting for Barger's autograph are bothered by any of this. To them, he's an American hero. Quote, he embodies what it means to be American, the freedom to do what you want, says Lauren McKinney, 36, an EMT with a shaved head and a tattoo of barbed wire circling a bicep. Quote, he stood up for what he believed in, said DJ Haynes, a 16-year-old in a crew cut, and he didn't take any crap. And what did Barger believe in? He believed in not taking any crap from anybody.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he believed in ST1100s and BMWs.
These are the great days for Sonny Barger. After 43 years as an angel and 13 in various prisons, he has emerged as an outlaw folk hero, with the modern equivalent of Wild West characters like Billy the Kid and Butch Cassidy. Better yet, he has managed to cash in on his fame. Not only is his book a bestseller with 75,000 copies in print, but he's got his own website, sonnybarger.com, and hawks his merchandise. There are t-shirts, ball caps, tube tops, and keychains, all of them bearing this logo, Sonny Barger, an American legend. And there's a line of condiments, Sonny Barger's Kickstartin' Cajun Salsa, and Sonny Barger's Kickstartin' Hellfire Sauce. No, I'm not.
So he's...
For art lovers, there's a limited edition of 500 photographic prints of Sonny in his heyday in the 60s, signed by Barger and photographer Gene Anthony, which sells for a slim $350 apiece. Quote, have a legendary rebel in your home, the ad urges. And there's also a limited edition of 3,000 steel sculptures of Barger, which sell for $130 to $300. The sculptures are the brainchild of Jack Laportino, a 55-year-old biker and friend of Barger who saw a sculpture of Albert Einstein riding a bicycle and promptly commissioned the sculpture to do Barger on a Harley. It was a tribute, Laportino says. I just love the man. He stands for what he believes in. He's a man. He doesn't let people step on him. Barger seems a tad embarrassed by all this merchandising. Quote, you can probably blame it on my second ex-wife. She started selling, quote, free Sonny Barger t-shirts when I was in prison, he says. You have to do all these little things to make a living. The Angels are really not the drug criminal millionaires that the DE claims. These days, Barger's main business is a motorcycle repair shop in Phoenix, where he moved a couple of years ago after spending most of his life in Oakland.
You have to do all those things to make the kind of living that he wants to make now.
Right.
Some people just run motorcycle repair shops and make a living.
Right.
I mean, that's just my take on it. It's just sort of interesting, that everybody, to some extent, I mean, even somebody like this, that he gets into this corporate merchandise, selling his image and his name and cashing in on it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm sure I would do it too, but I don't know.
He says that, and the reason he's in Phoenix now, he said, I was in prison just down the road here, and I did 4 years there, and I liked the weather, so I moved here.
Sounds like quite a character.
Better than Monterey during the Maple Festival, or the fair, Howland County Fair, that's for sure. Anyway, he lives in a little white house with his third wife, Noelle, 33, a quarter-horse breeder, and his stepdaughter,
33.
Sarah.
Oh, boy.
3 cats and 2 dogs. He's got the American dream now. Outside, they got 5 horses and a cactus garden that Barger planted beneath a flagpole that flies the stars and stripes. He still rides with the Angels, but he no longer takes a leadership position. And his life is less exciting now back in the days when he was biking, brawling, and snorting coke and selling heroin. He says, I get up in the morning, I feed the horses, I clean the stalls, then I go to work. Sounds like you, Brian. He says he's not complaining. He's thrilled to be alive. He never expected to make it to 61. He said, I never thought I'd last to be 21. And he says, that's why I say every day is the best day of my life.
Well, I can't help but think the whole thing about denouncing Harley Davidson, that must come a little bit from the fact that he must realize the lifestyle he led made Harley Davidson what it is today.
Right.
I mean, if it wasn't for him,
and his
perhaps even single-handedly,
I
mean, he's probably done more to make the image and to make that company successful than Willie G has done.
Yeah.
And that must, I don't know, I would think that would annoy you a little bit, corporate America cashing in on your image.
Mm-hmm. Well, the whole thing is pretty interesting. There's more to it, but I guess we'll have to wait for if people are interested enough for part 2 next week, because we're running out of time.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, there's more. There's more.
Neat.
More to be had on this.
And he's a very interesting American icon.
That's for sure. Let's see. We got to do a couple more announcements, and we'll be back with a little bit more music. And
Don't want to be a fat man. People would think that I was just good fun. Would rather be a thin man. I am so glad to go on being one. Too much to carry around with you. No chance of finding a woman who will love you in the morning and all the night time too. Don't want to be a fat man. Have not the patience to ignore all that. Hate to admit to myself, half of my problems came from being fat. Won't waste my time feeling sorry for him. I see the other side to being thin. Rollers roll down a mountain, and I'm sure the fat man would win.
Wow, what's that? You never know what you might hear next on the Biker Show.
right down to the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
This is the Bulgarian Women's Choir.
That's what I thought it was, Tooth.
All right, Link. And by the way, Tooth, we're about to wrap it up here at about 2 minutes. And I guess we're going to, happily
Drift off into oblivion.
and enter the dustbins of history. And
we might get together and fill in for somebody some night.
I guess we're going to leave here with 2 things, besides our family, friends, and our friendship, and that is our motorcycles and our reputations.
Are you sure?
I think so. So
whether that reputation be good or bad.
And I don't know what's more reliable, the motorcycles or the reputations, but...
well, I'm going to go out and crank up a Triumph with 50 weight oil in it, and it's probably about 5 out, so I may not even be leaving. I may be staying right here.
Well, if you need a ride home, we got plenty of space in the sidecar.
Well, thanks for doing the show with me, Roger.
I've enjoyed it, Brian.
It's been very interesting.
Link.
Very interesting. Good experience.
Yep.
And if anybody's out there that would like to be a DJ on the radio station, I'm sure they'd be glad to have you.
That's
a
right.
fun thing to do for a little while.
It is. I'd recommend it. It's a great experience, and it's a good way to help the community.
And there wouldn't be two more unlikely people than you and me to do this. And I wish we could play Greg Brown, Who'd Have Thunk It.
Yeah, right.
We don't have time.
Exactly. There's a lot of other songs I wanted to play tonight, some of my favorites. We didn't have time, but thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you somewhere down the road.
When I get real big.
But you pay for that. And once you're gone, you can't come back. When you're out of the blue and into the black. This is the story of Johnny Rotten. It's better to burn out than it is to rust. The king is gone, but he's not forgotten. Hey, hey, my rock and roll can never die.
This is the end.
Yes, Link, this is the end of the night.
Take the highway to the end of the night, end of the night, end of the night.
It is now time for Allegheny Mountain Radio, WVLS, Monterey, Virginia, translator W278AL, Durban, West Virginia, and WCHG, Hot Springs, Virginia, to end another broadcast day.
WVLS operates on an assigned frequency of 89.7 megahertz, and WCHG operates on an assigned frequency of 107.1 megahertz under the authority granted to the Pocahontas Communication Cooperative Corporation. The WVLS studios are located on the campus of Highland High School in Monterey, Virginia. The WCHG studios are located on the campus of Bath County High School in Hot Springs, Virginia. The WVLS transmitter and antenna are located on Sounding Knob 2.7 kilometers southeast of the intersection of US 220 and State Route 84 in Vanderpool, Virginia. The WCHG transmitter and antenna are located on Warm Springs Mountain 1.24 kilometers east of Bath County High School.
Allegheny Mountain Radio, WVLS, WCHG, and 103.5 FM Radio Durban, community radio for Highland and Bath counties and Upper Pocahontas County. We invite you to join us tomorrow morning as we once again broadcast programs of interest to residents of the Allegheny Mountains of the two Virginias. Buenas noches.